Hello, and here is another Loadstone tutorial. Today we're going to talk about checkpoints because they are rather important. So the first thing that everyone's probably asking is, what is a checkpoint? Well, as opposed to a point, which is just any location on Earth, any set of coordinates, a checkpoint is something that you are actually specifically interested in. So if you find, let's say, a store or a street corner or something that you want to be able to get to, you would set that as a checkpoint, and then Loadstone will announce as you are approaching that checkpoint and when you arrive at that checkpoint. So let's see how to do that. If we go
show closest point, show neighborhood.
Let's go into show neighborhood and we'll find something to check
navigation, here. Neighborhood, heading, refresh, Ash Street and 5th Avenue, 22 meters at 7 o'clock.
Okay, so that's the closest
Actions
intersection
available
to us. So let's do that. If I just double tap this in here.
Select checkpoints database. Cancel.
Okay.
Button.
So we're going to, right here, it brings up a list of databases for checkpoints that we could save this to. And if you only have one active, then that will happen by default and you won't see this selection. So since this is just a temporary test, I'm going to hit cancel.
Cancel. Button.
And what that will do is it'll make
Selected.
a temporary checkpoint.
Neighborhood. Checked. Ash Street and 5th Avenue.
See, now that point is now
22 meters at 7
selected
o'clock.
and checked. And this also means that when I close Loadstone, the checkpoint won't be saved since I didn't put it into a database. And that will mean that if we were to move, which we can't really do because we're inside, it would actually announce as we're about 30 seconds away from actually arriving at it, and then you'd get an arrival announcement when you're within about 20 meters of the point. And that'll depend on your speed and your GPS accuracy. And so that's when Loadstone is going to announce things for you. Normally, it doesn't actually announce points. It's pretty silent, and you ask it questions rather than having it announce various things. And then to load a database of checkpoints,
Databases. Tab.
you go into the
2 of 4.
Databases tab, and...
Anvil.
Whoops.
Engines.
Oh, okay, we're already in the list.
Actions available.
Hold on, I'll go out of this just to...
Databases. Heading.
So we'd go
Checkpoints.
to checkpoints.
Button. Selected. Checkpoints.
And what this will do is...
Checkpoints. Add.
See,
Button.
this is a list of your available checkpoints. I have quite a list already.
Engines.
See?
Anvil. Armory. Charlie's Chocolate Factory.
Very important.
A very
Actions
important
available.
one, yes, Charlie's Chocolate Factory. And you can have as many checkpoints databases active as you want. It usually makes sense to maybe have one going because it probably has the route that you're interested in. But you can have as many going as you want. And it's not an ordered route. It's basically if you approach any point within the list, it will tell you about it. So it doesn't care, you can approach them backwards or in the middle or whatever. Ordered routing is coming at some point, but right now it's not actually implemented. And then to select a database, let's say we wanted to select...
Demo. Charlie's Chocolate
Let's say
Factory.
if we wanted Charlie's Chocolate
available.
Factory.
Selected. Charlie's Chocolate Factory.
Selected. That activates that particular database. And now that that's active, we'll go back to navigation.
Navigation. Tab. Navigation. Tab. One of...
Okay. And now we'll get out of the show neighborhood that we were in. And...
Show next checkpoint. Dimmed. Button.
See, that button there now becomes active. When you're moving and you've actually started approaching the next checkpoint, that will show the one that you are currently closest to. And then in the Actions menu...
50 actions. Button. Alert. Actions.
Okay, we have...
Show checkpoints. Button.
See, we have a Show Checkpoints. Let's go into
Show
here,
check-
and it'll show the
checkpoints.
list of currently
Refresh.
active
Button.
checkpoints.
Selected. Checked. Ash Street and 5th Avenue.
That's
22 meters at
the
7
demo
o'clock.
point that we set up in the beginning.
Actions available. Selected. Checked. SB Smith Avenue FS Laurel Street. 8.65 kilometers at
And
11
that's a
o'clock.
bus stop from the Charlie's
Actions
Chocolate
available.
Factory set that we just put in.
I have a question.
Yes?
Navigation.
I know that
Heading.
when you get off the bus for Charlie's Chocolate Factory, the actual location is across the street.
Right.
Now, Loadstone wouldn't tell you that.
No.
What
But-
will it do?
What you can, it will tell you that you've approached that particular thing, but what you can do is you can actually put in a comment.
Actions. 50% battery power.
Oops, okay. There's...
Repeat
Yeah, you can
announcement.
actually put,
Button.
you can associate a comment to a checkpoint. And what that will do is, actually I'll go back into the actions
Actions.
here,
Button.
and I'll show the checkpoint
Alert.
list again.
Show checkpoints. Button.
So,
Show check. Check. Selected. Selected. Checked. SB Smith Avenue
okay,
FS
so
Laurel Street.
one of the actions
8.65
available on, let's
kilometers
say
at
this
11 o'clock.
point, you could
Log. Edit comment.
edit the comment.
Show neighborhood.
See, we don't
Edit
have
comment.
a comment on there, but if you go into here,
Alert. Text field.
See, you can type in a comment, so it could tell you.
Point at start.
You could actually enter and go across the street to the next point or whatever you want to do.
Or don't dare jaywalk, even though Loadstone is telling you it's straight to one side.
Yeah, you might not want to do things like that. So yeah, the comment, and that comment will be displayed as you approach or as you arrive or both, or you can configure that.
Text field.
So let's see if
point comment. Point comment. Text field. Cancel.
Let's
button.
cancel that.
Selected.
And then
checkpoints.
another
Check.
action
Navigation.
within the actions menu
button.
is
Alert. Actions. Use checkpoints only. Button.
use checkpoints only. If you enable that, then all the other points from your active databases are not used for closest points and show neighborhoods. You're basically only using the active checkpoints. And
Start auto announce. Button.
the start auto announce will start automatically announcing the checkpoint that you're closest to at regular intervals. So the further you are away from the checkpoint, the longer the intervals. And as you start getting closer and closer, those intervals speed up. So you might get an announcement, let's say, every 20 seconds. And I personally hate this feature. I find it really, really distracting when navigating, because then it starts announcing and beeping, and yeah, I don't like anything about the feature. I don't like its name, I don't like its code, but other users seem to like it, so it's implemented.
And we aim to make our users happy.
Exactly.
Go to. Cancel.
Let's cancel
button.
the action.
Cancel. Navigation.
So that's
Actions.
the basics
button.
when it comes to these checkpoints. And that's how you basically get Loadstone to tell you things automatically. And you will still get announcements. Let's say if I put the phone to sleep, like that, it'll go dark. That's usually my normal mode of operation, actually. I'll usually put the phone in my pocket, and it will start announcing checkpoints as I arrive.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
so
the
it'll
phone doesn't need to be awake.
No,
for
you don't
Loadstone.
need the screen to be awake. It'll keep running in the background. Loadstone will keep doing its thing even if you switch apps. So yeah, you will always be notified. And then it'll keep doing it until you deactivate that checkpoint file.
So happy exploring, everyone. At the risk of sounding repetitive, our website is loadstone-gps.com. There's frequently asked questions, there's getting started, and all these tutorials are posted there as well as on YouTube. And feel free to contact us through our contact channels. And we'll see you next time for another tutorial.
That's right.